People, week 3, Guru and the Swami. If you know, you know. Welcome to the Guru and Swami podcast. We coming at you live and direct from the Betmo Sports Studios. It's week 3 in the NFL, and we know what this is about. This is solely about getting money. Getting money, getting money, getting money. If you ain't in here to get money, then you're in the wrong place. That's for sure, but I'm sitting here today with, of course, the Guru and the Swami, two of the biggest minds in sports betting. Better believe it. So if you want that money, you better get it. And we got all types of locks that's about to come your way. If you don't know, now you know. So we're going to get it started. And I'm going to start with the Guru. First game of the week is Cincinnati under 6 with the over on that. Well, not under 6, but -6 on the spread and the over under at 45.5. Guru, what you got?
I got Cincinnati on the money line. The Jets caught fire in the second half against Cleveland, put up a ton of points. They actually caught Cincinnati slipping last season and knocked Cincinnati off in New York. So I think Cincinnati will be prepared. They won't get caught slipping this time because they'll be looking for their first win. So if you're looking for your first win, can't nobody catch you slipping. So they'll be prepared, man. They'll be ready to go, and I'm taking Cincinnati to actually win. I'm not laying the 6. I like them straight on the money line to get the W.
Like that.
Sounds good. Sounds good, Swami.
Well, Cincinnati seemed to be on an extended Super Bowl hangover this year. You know what I mean? They haven't scored more than 20 points yet in either game. So even though the game's been pretty competitive, man, they only lost by a late field goal in both of them, man. Old Joe Flacco been looking like the old Baltimore Joe, man. I think Joe was like 26 for 44, 370 passing yards, 4 touchdowns against Cleveland last week. Looked pretty good, man. I cannot deny. You know what I mean? I can't see, like my man said, I can't see Cincy starting off 0-3 this season. You know what I mean? Like I said, they've been playing competitive ball. And I'm definitely not ready to put my money on Flacco and the Jets. So, me personally, I'm going to stay away from the side. And Cincinnati has gone under 7 straight games since last season. So, I think I'm going to stick with that trend and take the under 45 points.
All right. Let's take that under.
Like it a lot.
Yes, sir.
Sound like a good 2-pick. Money line Cincinnati and take it under.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking about the money I'm about to get. Next up, we got Detroit. Detroit +6 against Minnesota with the over-under at 52.5. Swami, we'll start with you this go round. What you got?
What I got, man? Well, Detroit surprisingly has been playing pretty good ball this year. You know what I mean? They covered in both the games. They coming off a nice 36-27 victory over the Washington. We don't even say that mess around here. Minnesota is coming off a ass whooping they took at the hands of the Philadelphia Eagles. But yeah, man, the offense been struggling, man. The Minnesota offense been struggling. They only had 260 yards last game. Cook only had 17 rushing yards. Killed my fantasy. And Jefferson only had like 48 receiving yards. Crazy. But honestly, I think they both bounce back next game. Detroit has scored at least 35 points in each of his last 2 games to start the season off. So the over looks promising at 52.5. They also covered both of these matches last year, they covered the spread in both of them. So I like them to do it again. And my bet is Detroit plus the 6 points.
Oh,
I also got a little bonus, too.
Bonus time.
Yeah, you know how I do. I like to drop a little nugget, a little dipping sauce for you. You know what I mean? I like my man Amon Ross St. Brown anytime touchdown at plus 105. He scored in both games. I think he got like 3 touchdowns right now. So I think that's a good bet for you.
St. Brown is killing it right now, too.
You
Boy.
better know.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what you got, Guru.
Well, the Swami pretty much touched on everything that I was going to say as far as Detroit covering both games against Minnesota last year, and also covering both games that they played this year, winning one, losing one, but 2-0 against the spread. Also that they have been scoring at will, so I'm going to kind of piggyback on that. I'm taking Detroit plus the 6 and over 52.5.
I like it.
Both. All right.
So the over definitely look promising. You know what I mean?
The over. I'm going to have a ticket with all overs. All right, next up we got Kansas City minus 5.5 at Indy with the over on that 50.5. Guru, start with you.
I've been avoiding Indy all season, man, for good reason.
Good.
Too unpredictable. I know that they'll be thankful to be back home. You know, this will be their first home game.
Mm-hmm.
So Matt Ryan to get a chance to play in front of the home crowd. Kansas City has been Kansas City so far this season, man. You know, 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Ryan came out the first game smoking. Last game he was in Jacksonville, so I don't hold that against him because Indy just can't play in Jacksonville for whatever reason. So I don't hold that game against him. I think Matt Ryan to come out and show off in front of the home crowd, so I like Matt Ryan to get over 243.5 passing yards, so I'm going to take him over his passing total.
Oh. So, Matt Ryan. Okay. Put him in my fantasy.
I like that.
Swami.
Well, like my man say, we've been staying away from Indy for good reason because they've been struggling, starting the season off 0-2.
They 0-1-1.
Hmm?
They 0-1-1.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are. My bad.
That's the same thing.
It's even worse.
Even worse.
When you play Houston and Jacksonville to start.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah, they, what is it? They tied?
They tied Houston and got their ass whooped against Jacksonville, and they ain't scored a point.
Punish. Like you said, Matt Ryan was 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions, and they got shot out last week. So, yeah, it ain't looking very promising for Indy out here. You know what I mean? On the other hand, Kansas City looked great. Kansas City like Kansas City, like you said. Mahomes is looking in MVP form. Got them throwing at like 73% completion rate and almost 600 yards, 595 passing yards already. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
2 games.
Good
You know what I mean? Kansas City defense, on the other hand, they ranked in the bottom 3rd of the league in total yards allowed and passing yards allowed. So can get some points out of this one. But Kansas City is only 9-17-1 against the spread in the last 27 games in the regular season. So that's something to look at as well. But I think Kansas City will cover this game, really. But my best bet is Patty Mahomes over 289 yards at minus 115. I say this because Indy let David Mills put up 240 yards on him and turn right back around and let Trevor Lawrence put up 230 yards on him. So I think the way my man Mahomes been playing, he definitely can get this 289 yards without a doubt.
Hey. Got to get that money.
Great
Let's
man, think alike. You see that? Two quarterback overs. Goddamn. So.
Hey, that's how it works. All right, let's take a trip to Tennessee because we got Vegas -2 at Tennessee with the over on there 45.5. Swami, tell me what you got.
Well, Tennessee, man, they been looking a little crazy, man. Honestly,
Yeah.
both teams 0-2 right now. Both teams got holes in the defense. Vegas been a lot more competitive than Tennessee has been. Both teams ain't really been able to put up no point. They ain't really been able to put up very many points. I think Vegas all around got a better team. They more explosive on offense with my man Adams out there, and I really think they'll have a better season than Tennessee. And I think it's going to start with this game. So I take Vegas minus the 2 points. I would also lean to this over too. So that's what I got.
Okay. Guru, you up?
I'm not gonna waste no whole lot of time with this one. 2-2 teams, two teams that look terrible. One team, which is Tennessee, had the best record in the AFC last year, and the Raiders made the playoffs last year. I don't see neither doing neither again. But I watched that game in which Tennessee played Buffalo, and I watched how Stephon Diggs did pretty much what he wanted to do. And the way that Derek Carr is force-feeding Devontae Adams, I'm going to play Devontae Adams over 6.5 receptions. Stephon Diggs was open all game long, and they're throwing the ball to Devontae Adams at least 17 times a game. So him clearing 6.5 receptions against this Tennessee defense should be easy. We should have had this covered by halftime, to be honest. So play Devontae Adams over 6.5 receptions.
Sound like a steal to me.
And when you said that, it makes perfect sense. It should definitely, he should have that by halftime.
He can do that with one hand in his pocket.
Right. Easy. All right, let's take our first break, pay some bills, and we got more coming up with the Guru and the Swami. Bet more sports. We back, baby. Week 3 at the Guru and the Swami podcast. I'm your host, Avery Fuller, of course. Chilling in the building. And we got plenty of games to talk about. Next up on the field, we looking at Philly and Washington, minus 6.5, over on that 47. And let's go with you, the Guru. Tell me what you got.
First thing I looked at is the total. The total is particularly low for this game, 47. That shouldn't be hard to reach. Washington is giving up points. They can't stop a nosebleed thus far this season. And Philly look like they can score the football at will on Monday night against Minnesota. Minnesota has a much better defense than Washington, and I think that Philly will be able to move the ball up and down the field. And I think that Washington will be able to score at will as well. So with that being said, this game is a surefire over. I'm taking it over 47. Also, I like A.J. Brown to go over 73.5 yards receiving. Like I said, Washington cannot stop a nosebleed, and they will not be able to stop A.J. Brown and his new offense. I'm kind of skeptical about laying a full touchdown in a division game on the road, so I'm going to stay away from a side, and I'm definitely going to take this game over 47 and A.J. Brown over 73.5 receiving yards.
Oof.
I like it.
I like it. Absolutely. Swami?
Well, it's a divisional rivalry. I hate to say it. They're in my division, too, so, it's one a little personal. But Philly been looking good, man. I can't even front, man. They 2-0. They putting up over 450 total yards a game. On the other side, Carson Wentz looking like Carson Wentz.
Turnover machine.
Exactly. He got 7 touchdowns, but he got 3 interceptions as well. But like you say, man, both of these teams' offense been booming a little bit. Both of them got playmakers on the offensive side with A.J. Brown and Scary Terry McLaurin. Philly should cover this spread, but my best bet is on the over 47 points as well. And I've seen a pattern the last few games. It's been going under, over, and last one was an under between these two. So we're on pattern for the over. So it all makes sense.
All makes sense.
All right. Hey, if it makes sense, I need some dollars.
Make dollars.
That's for damn sure. All right. Next up, we got Houston plus 2.5 against Chicago with the over and under at 40. Swami.
Well, Chicago offense looks horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Definitely. They only had 19 points in week 1 and 10 measly points in week 2. Justin Field has less than 200 yards passing combined for both games. That's for both games.
Gracious.
And he has 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. The man's pretty much garbage.
But the first game was in the monsoon, so we probably can't count that one.
Yeah, but he got an interception in both games.
Yeah. And he's going to probably throw one every game this season.
Every game.
He'll figure something out.
Hopefully. On the other hand, David Mill has looked pretty solid. You know what I mean? Surprisingly, he had 240 yards and 2 touchdowns for week 1 and threw for like 177 in week 2. But he has yet to throw an interception. So, been playing pretty solid ball, man. This is a chance for your man Lovie Smith to get a little get back, you know what I mean, for them boys letting them go. So, me personally, I think I like Houston heads up to win this on the money line at plus 122.
Okay. All right. Guru.
It's not bad, man. Not a bad bet at all. It's crazy that Davis Mills may actually be the better quarterback in this matchup, which is crazy for me to say. I don't want to
It even sound
be.
weird.
Yeah, it sounded weird, right, to even say it, but that's how it's looking. Justin Fields is playing pretty much how I predicted he would play, not that well. Chicago hasn't done much to help him, you know, as far as the offensive line, as far as the outside help at the receiver position. There's a lot that Chicago is still missing. And Davis Mills, like the Swami said, has been serviceable. So I also like Houston on the money line, but I'm going to take them 2.5 points. If you're going to give them to me, I'm going to take them. The money line is definitely not a bad bet. However, give me Houston plus 2.5.
Houston plus 2.5. You heard it directly from the Guru. Next up, we got Jacksonville plus 7 against the Chargers, and the over-under at 47. Swami, start with you.
Well, look, check this. It's gonna hurt me to say this, and I can't believe I'm gonna actually say this. But the Jacksonville Jaguars have looked pretty good. I can't even deny. They offense has been clicking. They're averaging over 330 total yards per game.
Good gracious.
Trevor Lawrence has over 230 passing yards in both games and 3 touchdowns and only 1 interception. So, you know, it's clicking, man. Jacksonville defense been biting, too. We was watching the game. I told you, I said, them boys out there biting. You know what I
Like
mean?
Saxonville last week.
Exactly. Week 1, they had 5 sacks and shit. They had a shutout against Indy in week 2. So, L.A., them Chargers, man, they look pretty good until Herbert got injured, man. You know what I mean? I kind of like the guy, man. He's a gunslinger, you know what I mean? The team pretty solid. But right now, you don't know if he's going to play. Most likely he's going to be played, but he's going to be padded up and limited mobility. So Keenan Allen's been practicing. He also will be a little limited. So with the limited offense of the Chargers, I like Jacksonville to stay inside of that number, and I take Jacksonville plus 7 points.
Yeah, Jacksonville plus 7. Guru.
Definitely got to keep an eye on the health of Justin Herbert. He's a big factor in this one. If he's healthy, I like it over. I like it over 47. Jacksonville has been able to put up points this year, scoring at least over 20 points in both games. they're designing up good plays. They're scheming well on offense, and they look like a team that moves the ball pretty well. Like I say, they're looking like the old Saxonville Jaguars as of late. However, I don't see that happening against the Chargers, although the Chargers are shaky up front, right? So them staying inside the 7 is not a bad bet. Me personally, I'm going to play a prop that has cash both weeks for me, and that's Evan Ingram over his reception total. Right now, you got him at 3.5 receptions. Like I said, I placed this bet every week thus far this season, and he keeps getting higher and higher on his receptions.
Easy
so
money.
I'm taking him over 3.5 receptions again this week.
That's easy money.
Listen, when it's consistent, it's consistent. That's all I can say. All right, and we at the last game of the week. For us here, we're looking at Atlanta minus a half a point against Seattle, and with the over under at 41.5. Guru.
Y'all know how much I hate Atlanta as far as handicapping their games. So, as bad as I hate them, all signs point to Atlanta covering this half a point. The shops are behind Atlanta. The money is behind Atlanta. All the experts is behind Atlanta. The systems is behind Atlanta. The guru is not behind Atlanta.
Or the Swami.
However, like I say, they look like the best bet. But what I'm going to focus on is Cordero Patterson over 60.5 total rushing and receiving yards. That's his rushing yards is like 41, then his receiving yards is at 19. Combine them, that's 60.5 total yards as far as the receiving and rushing. So that's another bet that we should have cash before halftime. I'm taking Cordero Patterson over 60.5 total combined rushing and receiving yards.
All right. Go, Swami.
Swami. I'm up. Well, like my bro said over there, again, we hate betting, handicap, watching a damn Atlanta Falcons game. The Rams let Atlanta come back last week, 28-10 in the fourth quarter. Let them bums come back to get inside of the number. I predicted that 10-point slaughter, and that's what Atlanta do. They'll find a way to kill you some way. And they killed me. Geno is back looking like Geno.
that ain't take long.
Yeah, ain't not that long. He had 2 good quarters, and he's been scoreless the last 6 quarters. You know what I mean? Atlanta been pretty competitive, like you say. They've been looking all right, man. They've been pretty competitive. Almost upset New Orleans. Almost upset the Rams. Seattle secondary a little banged up with the loss of Jamal Adams. Atlanta is 7-2 to covering the spread the last 9 games. But like you say, every system loves Atlanta. Everywhere you go, they love Atlanta. There's no way in hell I'm gonna bet Atlanta. Cannot, will not, shall not bet Atlanta.
Jeez, it don't.
But what I will bet is my man Marcus Mariota over 30.5 rushing yards at minus 115. Seattle allowed almost 300 rushing yards in the past 2 games. So Mariota, he's really sneaky, man.
He is.
So I think it'll be pretty easy for my man to get this 30.5 yards.
What's crazy is that was actually the first prop I looked at in the game was Mariota over 30.5 rushing yards, and I'm on that. I'm on that as well.
Great minds think alike, baby.
You heard what I said the last 2 weeks, right? When the guru and the Swami is looking at each other eye to eye, seeing the same book, same page, you definitely want to put that in your bet slip. All right, let's take another break. Coming up, we got the guru and the Swami's best of the best. We'll be back. We are back at it again, week 3 with the Guru and the Swami sitting here. And right now, we just about to prepare ourselves because the Guru and the Swami is about to give us their best of the best. And we're going to start from the gate with the best props. Swami, I'm going to start with you. Best props. What you got?
Well, my best prop, I got my man Amon Ra St. Brown anytime touchdown at plus 110 on DraftKings.
Guru?
I'm going with Evan Ingram over 3.5 receptions.
That was easy. All right. Best totals. Guru, start with you.
Best total, I got 2 of them actually. Detroit, Minnesota over 52.5, and Washington, Philly over 47.
Swami?
Well, mine was Washington and Philly over 47. So
All right. And
we agree.
you heard it, right? I'm just saying. Oh, only thing we can do now is put the money in your account, make the bet for you, and then I guess at that point we're gonna take that money. So, all right, best team, Guru,
Cincinnati on the money line.
Swami,
Detroit plus the 6.
cool. Detroit plus the 6, and now it's time for the Guru and the Swami's best parlay. Show me what you got. Start with you, Swami.
Well, this week I got a sweet 3-pick parlay for you. I'm going to start out with my man Amon Ra St. Brown, anytime touchdown. That's at plus 110. My man Patty Mahomes, over 288.5 passing yards. That's at minus 115. My man Marcus Mariota at over 28.5 rushing yards. That's at minus 115 for a total of plus 634, which $25 will win you $183.50. And look, when we get these lines come from DraftKings, y'all can search all the different sites, find the best lines, still put the same bets together. You did.
Get money,
Mm-hmm.
Guru.
Strange that he got a 3-pick and I got a 3-pick. I got Cordero Patterson over 60.5 total yards rushing and receiving. That's at minus 115. I got Evan Ingram over 3.5 receptions. That's at minus 120. And I got Devontae Adams over 6.5 receptions. And that's at minus 150.
Huh.
Combined, we got plus 471. $25 on DraftKings will win you $142.81. You can take everything you can big buy and steal and put it on this 3-pick.
Say less.
Hey,
I'm
look,
gonna do it.
check this. It's crazy how the great minds work. 2-3 picks, all prop bets. I'm going to drop a little nugget. I wouldn't bet big units on it, but I might take all 3 from both of us and put them together on a 6-pick, what we call a wally bing bang. And bust the whole
shit,
melon
boss.
ball open. You dig?
It kind of blew my mind for a second there. I'm kind of trying to
Yeah.
calculate. Anyway, so there you have it. You got the best team, best props, best totals, and of course, best parlays given to you by the Guru and the Swami. That's going to do it for this evening with the Guru and the Swami podcast. With that said, we appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure y'all visit betmoresports.com and subscribe to those packages because there's way more picks on the site.
Way more.
Yeah.
So
It's just the best of the rest.
The
Yeah.
best of the rest.
best of the rest. So definitely check it out. Of course, comment, like, subscribe, do all the above. And with that said, we out of here. Peace.
Till next time.